From building a company, what I've realized is once you've raised money, there's no going back. A business has to be built slowly. You have to talk to customers. You have to understand you're doing this wrong.
Any bootstrap founder, I mean, as you rightly said, should be fundamental, should be very clear.
Bootstrapping has become a buzzword today, especially due to the funding matter. So today we talk to Saarthak Bakshi, founder and CEO of Risaa IVF, on how he bootstrapped and scaled his IVF business in not just India but also South Asia. Now Saarthak is an active investor and runs a startup accelerator as well. So welcome to GoVenture podcast. I am Pritesh Kumar, आपका host and founder of Functional. I've built and sold companies, raised and burned capital, and have shut startups down too. GoVenture podcast is a reminder for all the hacks and strategies to build and achieve your dreams. Lastly, thank you for all the love and comments that you share. It means a lot. I think I fall in the typical bucket of startups. I graduated from IIT, raised funding, burnt
Oh,
burnt money, sold my company.
I should have thought of that before.
Yeah, I fall in that typical bucket actually. Yeah, graduated, like
Uh,
I said, raised money, burnt money, sold my company, and then I realized what I've realized having gone through that entire journey.
uh, I, I, I need to tell in now the listeners because I did not have this knowledge. He's
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
he's in. I forgot actually that you're an
No, no,
IIT. But now you can tell me that I'm wrong. That I gave a 5x return to my investors, and you can tell me that
no, no.
I gave a 10x to.
I think all of that is true, but I think from a founder's perspective, from building a company, what I've realized is once you've raised money, there's no going back. There's no going back to building a business sustainably. You can't. You or the only thing that you can do now is grow. And what I've also realized is by raising money, probably too early, the chances of a founder or a company being successful, I believe it could be personal totally, but I believe it drops down considerably. For the very simple reason that you're not looking at building a business now, you're only looking at scaling a business. If you raise too early, you'll never be able to build the fundamentals of the business.
True.
The
Yeah.
kind of people that you attract from your team members to your VCs to the kind of people that you're talking to the kind of people that you're talking to in the industry also. Probably if you're jumping into a new industry, the kind of people that you'll be talking to, the kind of advice that you'll get, the kind of team members that you'll get, all of them will look for growth and growth only. And in general, what happens is that it's not that probably you're getting pushed into a corner or something like that. It's just that your psychology also gets built in a way. You're looking for growth. You're looking to show growth to be able to raise the next round of money to be able to grow even
True.
faster, right?
Faster. Yeah.
Your psychology gets built that way. And unfortunately, that's ultra counterproductive to the way a simple
Mm,
business should be built, right? It's ultra counterproductive.
mm.
A business has to be built slowly. You have to talk to customers. You have to understand you're doing this wrong. You have to change. You have to iterate. You have to do all of those things, right? You have to talk more and more to understand people's pain rather than building out, throwing a lot of things at people and seeing what sticks, right?
True.
Which happens when you
Yeah.
raise
True.
capital, right? But again, I want to, since we're on that topic, I want to talk a little bit more about bootstrapping. Let's talk a little bit more about bootstrapping. And since you have bootstrapped for quite a long time now, what do you think all founders who are bootstrapping should be aware of?
So any bootstrap founder, I mean, as you rightly said, should be fundamental, should be very clear. It's not the stickability of the project or the product or service has to be there. Uh, I think it's the best thing, unless you're facing challenges. And I tell this to a lot of kids that for growth, money is required. It could be in the form of a VC or in debt. People generally don't want to take debt is because you have to give it back. Investor money, you definitely don't give it back. So I I tell them two names only, because the famous ones, Ambani and Adani. Do you think that they have grown without any external money? Or just to ask you this question, how much debt do you think both these guys have on them?
I'm
Any
assuming it's a
random figure.
crazy number, I'm assuming, but I don't have any idea though.
Play. Go for a wild number. Go for a wild guess.
Maybe 5,000 crores.
So Ambani has 3 lakh crore.
Okay.
Adani has 2 lakh crore. Okay,
Okay.
so that's the amount of
Crazy.
debt. 5,000 तो is there daily कि आज चलो ये सीमेंट प्लांट खरीदना है 5,000 crore तो इसी के लिए ले लेते हैं. So that's the amount of risk that they are ready bet to bet on themselves. So if Ambani has 3 lakh crore of debt on himself, so again, it's a finance problem, a cash flow thing, how they're servicing their debt and something. But if I give you an option, and I tell this to all the founders, I'm not going to give you VC money. I am going to give you 1 crore rupee right now, but that's a debt. You'll have to pay me. Either I'll take your property, your parents' property, or your car or something. Will you take the money from me now? 99% people back
Hmm.
out. No, 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 no. हमें तो
Yeah.
VC
Yeah.
money चाहिए. That is the fundamental problem. 1 crore as a VC money अभी दे दो मैं I am going to do miracles. चमत्कार कर दूंगा. मेरा स्टार्टअप ये कर देगा, वो कर देगा. 50 चीजें बोल देंगे. बट एज सुन एज ठीक है चलो 1 crore दिया. बट एज अ डेट दिया. नहीं दे पाओगे तो बेटा आपका घर का ले लेंगे या गाड़ी ले लेंगे, ले लेंगे. 99%, 99.9% रिफ्यूज. So you can understand, say the psychology is that's the fundamental difference of a good product or someone who you value yourself. You give it to me, I'll share. There's a risk involved in everything in life. Business is risk, startup is risk. Everybody is there taking risk. It's a risk versus reward thing. And if you don't have that gut feeling, that grit within you that that I'm going to take this money and I know how I'm going to spend it wisely, grow it wisely. If out of that 1 crore, probably I'll need 5 more crores. We'll help you with that also. Or if you need 50 crores, whatever you need, money will be there. But are you ready to put everything on line for that money? Or do you feel that this is easy money that I got? Let us see whatever goes. That's the kind of attitude shift that I see in a lot of them. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with VC money. Good for it, grow it. You might do wonderful things with it. But if the other thing was true, can you have the same conviction and same belief when you're getting that money? That is where I see a lot of fundamental difference between a lot of good experienced founders versus noobs who just want to be part of the ecosystem, be a startup founder, bas startup karna hai because startup is fancy, it sounds good, I can get a lot of acclaim and fortune and no to because otherwise nobody would know me in a job, but people would know me as a startup founder. A lot of people like that also come and waste a lot of time and
Uh,
energy and effort.
but let's start with when you have a lot less money or
Hmm.
when you're bootstrapping. One of the key problem
Hmm.
that's and I'm seeing someone's journey closely up closely
Hmm.
bootstrapping,
Hmm.
and I realize that one of
Yeah.
the key problems that comes up is hiring
Hmm.
and finding good talent.
True.
How do you address something like that?
Hmm. So I remember one thing, when we had invested and with VC money, and there was like, so the company startup had raised a good $10 million, and the founder came to us, with a crunch, that I can't find this person, and so the VC, I won't name him, he said, okay, who are you looking for? And he said, so I'll tell that, I'm looking for this person who works in like Xiaomi, he's at this profile and, he works here. Okay, what's his package? Oh, he's already getting, say, 1.2
Mhm.
CR. Okay, offer him 1.6. Let us see how he'll refuse. I said, okay. And that's how when you said, na, the ecosystem, if you want something, poach him at whatever cost you feel, if you feel that person can help you grow and uh, getting the right team. So you're not getting the right team at the right price. You're getting someone who's probably the right person, but not at the right price because the fundamentals of your startup will not work if you're just throwing away money like that. Finding the right team is the most important. I have gone through a startup journey where I had co-founder conflicts, and I tell every day, I told you that now my co-founder is my mom. So again, but where I felt was that you need to completely trust more than your wife itself. You don't have, or more than your girlfriend, that at the end of the day, if you're sharing a bed with someone, probably you had a fight during the whole day. If I had a fight with my wife, I won't talk to her the whole day. But at night, if you're sharing the same bed, you'll actually make up a something. But with co-founders, once you develop that sense of distrust or uncertainty on the thought that is my co-founder taking the best decision or not, I don't trust him. If you get that little tingly sense of untrustworthiness towards your co-founder, towards your main core team, your startup will not be successful. I cannot be a chief everything officer. I only need to look into the basic strategic point, and the team needs to take care of all those decisions. If I don't feel that they are doing the right thing, or if I have certain misguided trust on any one of them, either I should chuck them right away. Otherwise, that startup will bound to fail because of the conflict itself. Right team is the most important, because you have to build that kind of, I'm thinking culture is very different, yeah, but the small little decision making process, the thousands of decisions, new decisions that you have to take every day, and which you can't do it yourself as the founder or the chief everything officer. There has to be certain someone who you trust, who you think will take the best decision in the interest of your company, in the interest of your shareholders, in the interest of your promoters. That someone has to be the right person. And if you don't have that right person, Tata, say Tata bye bye to your startup right now.
Awesome, awesome. I think, Sarthak, that was interesting. That was a brilliant discussion for the interest of our listeners. Let's say, where are you most reachable? LinkedIn, Twitter?
LinkedIn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Sarthak. Thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Pritesh. It was a pleasure. It was pleasure interacting, and it has been a wonderful thing.
If you enjoyed this, it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe and share your thoughts, reviews, and the guests you want. And आपको हमारे community के links मिल जाएंगे notes में. So do join for brilliant networking and participate in the upcoming events and for connecting with most of our guests. दोबारा मिलते हैं next discussion में.